Today on Sydney FC TV, we are pleased to say we are joined by Sydney FC's CEO, Dirk Melton. Now, thanks for joining us today, Dirk.
Thanks, Lisa. I'm glad I can help out.
Firstly, now the club's been very busy both on and off the field. How has the club progressed during these challenging times?
Yeah, look, it's been about 8 months now since I came on board, and we came on board with a very distinct strategy, with a 3-year plan in regards to what needed to be done. The plan isn't just about Sydney FC, the plan is also about the broader game in New South Wales and Australia. And, we're probably ahead of schedule at this point in time. Everything we go about doing is very much based on a set of values that everyone in the organisation has bought into and voted on. And every decision we make is based on that. And, in recent research, it's indicated that we're ahead of schedule based on, professionalism, and what the fans and key stakeholders believe has been a significant improvement. We're ahead on community focus, and we're also ahead on how we're communicating with fans and the general public. So, bit by bit we're clawing away, but at the end of the day we're a short way into a very long program to really get the house in order.
So where's the club at with community partnerships, and what are the future plans?
Community is our most important brand driver. I mean, how we engage in the community and how our players are seen as role models are the two most important things, and that's been determined by market research. It's what people want to see, and when you're involved in the sport, which has such huge links into the community, we need to get that right. And that was one of the things I mentioned earlier in regards to our research. People are already seeing over the last 6 to 8 months that what we're doing in the community has grown significantly. What is exciting is, our cause program, our partner program. We've got 3 areas of our community program. It's our causes that we align with. It's also our own health program that we go and talk to schools about. The players go and talk about health and nutrition, and also what we do from a technical perspective with schools and the associations in regards to football training. But the cause program is really important for us to help raise the awareness for certain causes and also to assist in their fundraising. On the flip side of that, it also gives all staff and players a great perspective in regards to how hard some people are doing it out there, and that we can reflect on that when we think we've got it tough at certain times. Recently we've announced partnerships with the Children's Medical Research Institute and also with the Sydney Children's Hospital Foundation. Another important partnership with Beyond Blue, which will involve us playing for the Beyond Blue Cup when we play Melbourne Victory on March 10. There's a number of other announcements which we'll make between now and the end of the season, but the broader portfolio that is coming together is something which we're really excited about. It's something that we can grow, and realistically it does become the heartbeat of the business, and it's all about making a difference. And at the end of the day, nothing can make a greater difference than football. I mean, it is, I believe, the greatest conduit to social change available, because football's played in every country in the world, and no matter what the socio-economic situation of an individual, they can still kick a ball around. And for us to get that right is arguably the most important thing for this organisation, for the code in general. And the values you speak of that Sydney FC are building on, how do you feel they have served the staff in the past few weeks? Yeah, look, that's a really good question. I think in tough times, and in adverse times, it breeds character, and I think when you look at, our value of courage and trying to go about things and doing them in the right way, it's really critical. I hope that staff and players alike do reflect on the values and do look, well, am I upholding them? But do they serve as something which is empowering? And we need to inspire people. We're in the entertainment business. We need to be passionate about what we're doing, but we also need to be excellent, and that excellence aspect is about accountability. And we haven't delivered on the field the way that we would like to. We haven't lived up to the fans' expectations this year. So, I put it to the players as well, that it's like, well, guys, do you believe that we've lived up to our values in recent weeks? And they know the answer to that, and I think that they responded in a very, very important way on Saturday.
And the mutual decision between the club and the coach to announce Fitch's departure at the end of the season, what was the reasoning behind the manner and the timing of the announcement?
Yeah, starting with our values, it's a really key point. Vitcher, in the way that he goes about his business, is an incredible role model, not just in football but in sport in general. His character is beyond reproach, and he is a man that I think anyone can look up to in regards to how they go about their business. So I think it was important that we took into account what stakeholders wanted to know. Obviously, when any important person in a business comes out of contract, especially in sport with a head coach, they want to know what's going to happen. So we wanted to make sure that they knew early. We wanted to make sure that, Vitcher also had the opportunity to seek further employment back home. He'd made the decision that he also wanted to head home. We'd made the decision that we, needed to look at a different brand of football. So, they were the two things. So it's critical he had a contract. We want him to be able to finish on a high note, on a positive note. The players care for him greatly, as do all the staff. And we just need to ensure that we did it in a dignified approach. And in a way that, look, I think in my recent blog, I said that coaches at times don't get treated in a manner which is probably appropriate. And we wanted to make sure that we did it right, something which hopefully just transcends not just our code but other sports. He had a contract, he'd brought us our first and only ever double, and we wanted to make sure that we could do it in the right way.
With your 3-year plan, how do you feel the club is going with the progress?
Yeah, sort of as I mentioned before, I mean, it's going to take time. There's going to be dips, there's going to be troughs, there's going to be times when it's tough. I think the processes and systems we're putting in place are robust. I think the next thing for us is to really start to commercialise that. We really need to make sure that, that commercial Australia understand what an incredible asset football is in this country. I mean, it's a clean skin code. More people play it than any other sport combined, especially in this state. And, it's something which, reaches out into the broader region. I mean, it's the most popular sport, not just in the world, obviously, but in the Asian region where, a lot of industry is trying to forge, partnerships. Football is one of the great conduits, not just for conversation, but also for entertainment, for a whole variety of aspects. So, it's important that we do commercialise our success, but in regards to systems, processes, structures, we're ahead of where we thought we'd be.
Nice. Well, thank you for joining us today, Dirk.
Thank you. Cheers.